Our focus this week, though, is going to be on your unique niche. Your unique niche. I want you to start thinking about whatever niche you currently have and or beginning to implement a niche in your business if you don't have one already. And so I'm going to talk you through that today. The 3-hour workday is, my brand. Success with Listings is another brand of mine. Proverbs 10:22, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. And what I'm about here is teaching you ways that I've learned to acquire and do things without the painful toil. I was talking to a gal this morning on a call about the fact that when I was 12 years old, I was destined. You'll never get this. You'll never even guess this if you don't remember me telling you this before. I was destined to become a computer programmer. Because she was like, "You're pretty tech savvy." I was like, "Well, at 12, I took computer programming, and that's all I wanted to do in life. Like, I knew I was going to be a computer programmer." And my life took a different turn. But I'm still sort of a nerd and a geek. And what I love about computers is they allow me to do things in half the time, a third of the time, or maybe even a quarter of the time that it would have taken without the assistance of a computer, if you will. And I'm a student of, I call it two things. And I don't really teach this on YouTube, but I'm sharing this with you, so you kind of understand the way I think and the overarching themes that I run my life on. The two things that are really big with me are fame and efficiency. Okay, write that down. Fame and efficiency. If you have those two things in your business, it's over. It's game over. See, when it comes to your value proposition, you get paid. Let me say it this way: you get paid in direct proportion to the value that you bring to the industry. Okay, remember Jim Rohn is who taught us that. You get paid in direct proportion to the perceived value that you bring to the industry. It should be said that, the perceived value that you bring to the industry.
We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. That's about as simple as I can put economics. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. Now, it takes time to bring value to the marketplace. However, we do not get paid for time. So we cross that out.
And so what happens is, when people don't perceive your value very high, you don't make very much money. When people perceive your value very high, you can make a lot of money, and you don't have to work that hard to do it. And the way to do that is, number one, you got to become famous. To become well known. I'm going to keep harping on this because it's just so true. Like, when I Google your name, you should be plastered across the internet. Okay, you should have already done that yourself or paid somebody to do it, to where anytime somebody thinks about you, the first thing somebody does when they talk to you, they're going to Google you. Okay, so you got to become well known. You got to be well known on the internet. You got to be well known in your community, in your neighborhood, wherever you serve people. That's fame. Okay, and then efficiency goes back to, why are you doing a bunch of crap that you shouldn't be doing? You're doing a lot of stuff. You can scrape your plate. I'm writing my book right now, and I just finished chapter 6 of the 12 chapters of the 3-hour workday. And I talk about in one of the chapters that, you know how when you were a kid and mom said you had to clean your plate? Well, in reality, you're an adult now. You're grown. You don't have to clean your plate. You can pick and choose what you want. If you only like chicken and mashed potatoes, don't eat the peas and leave the salad behind. If all you want is dessert, go for that. Just eat the dessert. That's what I teach. And that's the 3-hour workday. You're doing the things that you love to do, and you're delegating everything else. We'll get you there. It's going to take a little time, but we'll get there. So you're going to leave every weekly session with a new idea, mind shift, that will elevate your business and help you to spend more time with those that you love, with your family. I mean, if it weren't for the 3-hour workday, I wouldn't be able to be here taking care of Josie. I'm at home. I have location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. I'm at home. I can take care of her. She can't even get up and go to the potty without me, without assistance. Okay. And that's just where she is right now. That's okay. These are the three types of freedom that I want for you. It's what I've created in my life, and I'm teaching you how to create in yours. And this is how you were at some point inside your business. You were in the labyrinth, in the maze, in the weeds, in the muck and mire, but now you're elevating to being above the maze. You're 30, 40, 50, maybe even 1,000 feet up. And now you can see clearly the path to success that you need for your business. Remember, you can dial in your 3-hour workday. You can start off with just a 3-hour time block, or I call it a time box. I started calling it a time box. I like that better. So you have a box of time that you focus on just the most dollar productive activities. Those are things that are creating wealth, okay, generational wealth, or they're creating cash flow, immediate cash flow for you, okay? So again, we meet every Thursday. If perchance, you're watching this and you're, on the test drive, it's $1 for 30 days access. And I know you're going to love it and stay, but if you don't, just cancel. You call us up, can't say, I don't like it. I don't have time for it. I'm done. We cancel you. No questions asked. Our book of the month for June. Remember, we have a book every single month. I am not the source of all or even most knowledge. Okay. I tell you to drink from many fountains. Write that down. Drink from many fountains. What I am, though, is I'm a waymaker. Okay. So I understand my role. I'm here to point you to great books like Asking is Given. I didn't write it, but I know about it. And I'm here that's what you're paying me for, to guide you to the resources that are going to change your life. Okay. So your wish is your command was June. Feel Free to Prosper was July. And now this month is going to be a book that's not as spectacular for some, but very spectacular for others. And that's Building an Empire. Okay. All right. Who wants to build an empire? All right. Some of you are like, I don't want to build no empire. Don't count me out. Right. And that's okay too. But if you want to build an empire, this is the book that you absolutely want to read. Now, this is a book on network marketing. It's a blueprint for network marketing. Don't worry about that. If you don't care about network marketing, or you're not a recruiter, you're not an EXP recruiting agent, now it'll help you tons if that's what you want to do. It's going to be a boom, mind blown for that. But if that's not you, don't worry about it. It's good, fantastic business principles to help you operate your operation. Okay. Now, this is our focus this week. I'm talking a little fast, I know, because I do want to get through this so I can open up for Q&A. But the good news is next week we are going to have a time for homework review and Q&A. So whatever we cover here today, don't worry, we're going to have time to review it next week. Now, this is actually a 9-part series. I know I've been saying it's an 8-part series, but it's going to be 9 parts. And this is what the parts are. If you've missed any part so far, then make sure you go back and you revisit it. Okay. So we talked about at the very beginning, we did an overview of what you're going to learn. Then we talked, and the overview really is, why is a value proposition even important? Remember, you get paid in direct proportion to the value, the perceived value that you bring to the marketplace. Okay. So now you have to create your value proposition in order for people to perceive your value. That's what this is all about. This is going to increase your pay grade. Okay. Increase your pay grade. When implementing these tools is going to increase your pay grade. Your top 10 list, top 10 reasons people should trust you, how to get 5-star reviews. Okay. That's super duper important. You want to get that going. Your sales video, super important. People need to meet you and feel like they know you before they meet you. They need to meet you before they meet you. Okay. Your book or your white paper, you want to have that done. Okay. Now I get it. This is a lot of work, man. Knolly, this is a lot of stuff. But when people come to me and they say, man, I want to pick your brain. How did you sell over 1,000 homes in 10 years? This is how I did it. I put in a little bit of work at the front end. By the way, all of the stuff that I'm having you guys do is a once and done. You'll never have to do these things again. You do them once in your career, you never have to do them again. Now, you'll have to tweak them from time to time. Like your book or your video, or you might tweak those, okay? But you'll never have to reinvent the wheel. We did homework review week 6. Week 7, we did your unique selling system. And then part 8, we talked about your, that's today. We're talking about your unique niche. And then next week is a mystery, or the next part is a mystery. Actually, next week, we're going to do review. And then we're going to go on to the final one. Okay, so by way of review, I want to remind you guys that there are 3 lead buckets for a top listing agent. Okay, most of you guys are in real estate, some of you aren't, but no matter what industry you're in, there's 3 lead buckets. That's your sphere of influence, your farm, and your niche. Okay, today we're going to talk about your niche. Your niche, what is it? Your specialty. And when you talk about niche, here's what comes up. It's like, what sets you apart? What do you offer that most other agents in the room right now, here in our Zoom room, what do you offer that they don't offer? Why should a client use you versus the agent down the street from you? Okay, that's the question that your specialty or your niche answers. You should be able to say, oh, well, that's easy. Duh. It's because I, boom, specialize in this.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, I want to invite you out to Knolly Coaching Club. That's right. The Knolly Coaching Club is where I'm able to teach, train, and coach you every single week to your ultimate greatness. Go to knollycoaching.com and I'll see you on the inside.